have you ever been in a group and noticed that one rider who constantly gets in and out of the saddle on every slight gradient? And you get tired of watching them bounce up and down while you sit and grind away while in the saddle. And then you've asked yourself, well, is it better? Should I be riding out the saddle? Now, I've got to be honest, I've grown up watching those cycling greats, you know, the likes of Marco Pantani, famously in the drops but hammering away out the saddle up those high climbs. And then there's Alberto Contador winning climb after climb out the saddle, dancing away on the pedals. So that makes me think, is that the fastest way of climbing? Is that the most efficient? I mean, it does look cool, but is it the best? You don't see the likes of Chris Froome in and out of the saddle, do you? He sits in the saddle revving that high cadence. So, well, there must be something in it. So in order to answer this question and put this whole discussion to bed, I thought I would do an experiment. Yeah, I would do some science. Yeah, you heard me right. Hank doing science. Yeah, with a moustache. I mean, I'd normally leave the science part to Ollie or Si, but Si seems to be frolicking in woods. And Ollie seems to be sculpting that rather horrific haircut. So I guess it's left to me. I am gonna pull on the lab coat and the glasses. Don't have any glasses, but you get what I mean. Right, let's get to it. So I've made it here to my climb. Now this is a climb that I'm gonna do the test on, and I'm lucky enough to drag my dad in to help me. But Dad, what do you think? What's more efficient, climbing or seated while climbing?
Well, I think it's got to be seated because it must be more aerodynamic, comfier. And I have to say, when I did it, no, I can't really stand up anyway.
Oh, so maybe our next video should be teaching you to stand up while climbing.
I thought our next video is going to be restaurants and vineyards in France.
Yeah, maybe that one. All right, thanks for your input. But yeah, this is a climb that's 1 kilometer long, average gradient of around 9%. So it should be absolutely perfect for my experiment. Now I'm doing it 4 times, 2 standing and 2 seated. I'm gonna average around 250 watts, or I'm gonna try to, and we're gonna work out the efficiency through my heart rate. So then we can go through it all at the end. So without further ado, with my moustache and a rather soggy look, I think I'm ready to go. What do you think, Dad?
All that moustache.
Ouch. So I made it to the bottom of my climb in the little town of Nailsworth. Still a bit wet, a bit cold, but luckily I've got a climb to warm myself up. I'm going from the cattle grid all the way to the top. Should take me around 3 minutes, but we'll see. Heart rate's on and the power's on, which is good. And I'm gonna do a rolling start. So here goes. Are you ready? Focusing on my inner Jan Ulrich. In the saddle. Hitting that 250 watts. Got a nice truck behind me. So that's my first seated session done. I tried to sit at 250 watts, a little bit over. It's a bit harder when you go on the corners because you initially just want to just razz up them, or at least I do. But did my best to sit on the 250. My heart rate was quite high, but we'll see and analyze it when we get back. But now I've got to spin round, back down to the bottom. I'm going up, standing up. Right, without further ado, here goes. To put the power up when out of the saddle. You've got the extra weight of yourself leaning on the pedals. So I think it's actually harder to sit at the 250 I've set. I kind of want to sit at 300. First hairpin, easy. Third hairpin. How long to go now?
So excuse the weather has truly, or the rain has truly come out now. Now I apologise for my dad who's sitting there on the motorbike. I'm staying warm actually in the climb, but that was my second run and it was standing up. And I actually felt it was quite sore. I mean, I'm not sure because it's because I haven't ridden the bike a lot in the last 2 weeks, but it was quite sore on the lower back and the arms. And that is a massively long climb. So my initial thought is, well, yeah, sitting might be more efficient and comfier. But I've got 2 more runs to go. Hopefully less traffic and a little bit less rain, but we'll see. Right, 3rd time down, let's go. Let's go on. Right, 3rd time up, this time seated. Right, let's go, Dad. My cadence is naturally higher when in the saddle. It's just easier to turn those pedals at a higher RPM. Heart rate sitting at 167, between 150 and 165. Right, that's 3rd one done. I feel like I'm well warmed up, getting back into the swing of things. And yeah, it felt good to be seated. Got 1 more to go, and that, yeah, you guessed it, it's standing. Right, last run, standing. Right, here goes. I kind of want to sit down. It's horrible when you're not actually allowed to sit down, but you really want to. Last bit now, 100 meters. And lap. Done. 4 done. So Dad, that's our experiment done. How did you find it?
Wet,
Cold.
cold.
You did well on the motorbike, I thought.
Yeah, not too bad.
But what do you reckon, like your initial reaction to this experiment? What do you think was going to be more efficient?
I think it proved to you that actually sitting down was more efficient than you expected.
Yeah, I think what I found quite interesting was when I was out the saddle, it was just uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You know, when you kind of like, your back hurts, yeah, and you kind of like get tired of standing up, and you can see your heart rate going up. Yeah. But so I was kind of interested in that, and it's weird. I guess cycling, you have to do it on feel a little bit. Do
you think if it was a shorter hill, a quick burst of energy, you'd be standing up? And
I think I think on a sharp climb where power to weight doesn't really matter and you can just bomb over it.
Because this is a long hill.
Yeah, then I think being out the saddle,
I mean, standing up on a hill like this it's a long time you're standing up.
So yeah, I mean, my initial reaction is it's more efficient to be sitting down, but we're going to have to see and look at the results. Yeah. Let's go and get a shower, shall we? Not together.
We've grown out of that.
Dad, we never did that.
The data is in. Now, the first run I did was seated. Now, I tried to average 250 watts. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. No, I actually averaged 275 watts. My heart rate was 167, so fairly average. And I did that 1 kilometer climb in 5 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, if we look at the first standing run, I did a power of 282, so slightly higher. I had a heart rate of 163, so slightly lower than seated. But I did the climb a fair bit slower. I did the climb in 5 minutes and 43 seconds. So that's interesting. I actually thought that the out the saddle would be a little bit faster, but no, it's actually the seated that is faster. So then if we look at the second seated run, I did that climb with 276 watts with a heart rate of 162 in a time of 5 minutes and 26 seconds. And the last standing run I did with an average power of 276 watts, heart rate was 167, but I did it in 5 minutes and 46 seconds. So I think what we can tell from the experiment is that being seated is faster. It seems to be that little bit more efficient, especially on the 1 kilometer climb, average gradient of 9%. So in conclusion, I guess seated and standing does have its place. If you're looking on those longer alpine climbs, then you can't sustain standing for that period of time. But if you're looking to do a sprint or get a high max power, then it's got to be out the saddle, using your weight to push on the pedals also. But there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this experiment, and I hope it's answered some of those questions you might be asking. So next time you go out on the bike, work out what you find more efficient. Have a go and let me know what you think in the comment section below. One thing I would say though is if you struggle standing up or it's a weak area in your cycling, then practice it. And if you're struggling to sustain a power while seated, then practice that too. That way, you've got more in your armory. So if you do want to access that high power, you can jump out the saddle. And if you do want to sustain a good rhythm, then you can do that in the saddle also. Right, I guess, well, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next video. Just want to say a big thank you to, well, Hank's dad for getting wet, cold, and yeah, helping me out with this experiment. But I'll see you all in the next video. Make sure though that you give this a big thumbs up, if not just for the moustache. Luckily it didn't get blown off. Whew.